Liquor Talk, another new episode starts now. Thank you, everybody, for all the prayers and stuff. I am sorry for the wait. I'm your man, Victor. We are back at this thing, y'all. Like I said, I'm sorry for the wait, man. I'm sorry for the wait of new episodes, y'all. Your boy been sick. Don't take things for granted, y'all. Don't take simple abilities like being able to eat something, be able to talk. Don't take that shit for granted, y'all. Nevertheless, but thank you everybody who's praying for me, who's prayer warriors out there. Salute, y'all amazing. Y'all got me back on my feet. Now the Liquor Talk train is back rolling, pushing to 400 episodes. And my guest today is an erotic novel writer based out of Atlanta by way of Louisiana. It's Miss Cidney Green. And thank you to our friends at Podmatch for providing this guest to us. Cidney, how you doing tonight?
What's up? What's up? I'm doing well. Okay. Yes. I told him I wasn't going to be weird the whole podcast, and I lied.
Hey, we love it. Hey, fuck it. We here for it. You know what I'm saying? We with the shits over here, you know what I'm saying? I thought this is Liquor Talk where we have the realest conversations while sipping on something good or sipping on whatever you like to sip on, y'all.
I have water with a hint of ball juice.
Hey, I'm here for it. Hey, hit the water with ball juice. Hey, that's good, y'all. So go ahead, pour it up for me, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, because this is gonna be an episode y'all gonna have to hide the kids for. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give y'all that discretion right now. Hide the kids, hide the loved ones, hide them, because this is an X-rated conversation, y'all. Because shit getting real on this based on her work over here. She is the author of the All Three and Me. Tell me about this book.
Well, yeah. This is like, once the world gets older, this is really gonna be over with. It's gonna be movies and everything. This is about when I had 3 boyfriends at one time who all knew about each other. One was a stripper. I have a thing for male ball shakers. Yes. One was a married barber, and another one was a very sexy model. And the events of this book took place in like 2014, between 2012 and 2015. And I've been, I wrote about it, and here's the book. It's really erotic. It's vulnerable. It, like me, is way more than meets the eye. I bear all of my shit out. All of my like deepest insecurities and fears, all of my fucked up thoughts, all of my great thoughts, all of my strange fetishes shit, like everything that you want to know about who I am is in this book. Now, y'all don't know me yet. Maybe y'all do, maybe y'all don't. I mean, got a shit on Amazon Prime and everything. But if y'all are new to me, if you want to know just about how sexually free women think and feel, then you would be very intrigued.
Wonderful. So, how the hell did you manage to have 3 boyfriends and they all were cool with each other? How does that work?
I don't even really mean it. I don't know. It was just it was very organic. Like, it wasn't like, okay, I'm just going to go out to do this thing. I mean, the married barber and I were fucking around, and he was married. So that means that I wasn't going to like be monogamous to him. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody who was monogamous to somebody who's not monogamous to them is an idiot. Now, I'm not talking about something organic. I'm not talking about, hey, me and my boyfriend are poly. Right now he has lovers and I haven't found nobody yet and I'm still looking or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about for you to agree to say, I'm going to just wait around on you and I'm just not going to have anybody else. Like, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So I would never do that. So I don't think there's anything wrong with dating married men. If you want to date them, then date them, because somebody might as well be you. I feel like just don't be not monogamous to them. So I had him. So he already knew I wouldn't just go to have just him based on that alone. So that part was easy. Then I had Cash. Cash was the one at the top. The one at the top. He was the model. And when I met him, he wasn't open to poly. He was like, nah, like, it's just fuck all that. And then as time developed, we realized that we needed some help in the sexual department. Like, he had a low sex drive, I had a high. When I said, look, I'm gonna need some other dick, I don't know what to say. Now, obviously, I'm giving a very brief version. The details are in the book, but we realized that wasn't gonna work. So I brought him along in a logical way, because he was like, man, look, if that's gonna make you happy, I don't want to lose you, so I'm gonna do it. And then the dancer was a very interesting thing. Now, he was a Cancer. Me and him was hot and cold, on and off and shit. But I was so like infatuated with him, and so by the time you mix all of it together, everybody knew what was up. So it was like they found out about each other kind of at different times. It's all like an interesting story how everybody came to find out. The most dramatic scenario was definitely with the dancer. I will say that had the most drama, but yeah, that's like a little bit of how that happened.
Wow. And so, what happened when they all found out about each other? Were they all cool with it, or were we about to? Was somebody going to jail?
um you have to read the book. You know what I'm saying? Like it's again, especially with the dancer. The first two were a little easier. The dancer was not definitely not feeling that shit. And then I had to work through that and fight for my life for that. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So, what made you decide to tell your story now as a memoir instead of just writing a memoir? What made you decide to form this in a story?
Well, see, it's not definitely not a memoir because I did make up some of the shit up. Like it's based on true events, but it's not all like fact. You know what I'm saying? But well, I mean, in 2014, I started writing this blog. It was called Total Liberation. It was on Tumblr back when Tumblr wasn't stupid. You know, they took all the sex off, and now nobody talks about Tumblr. I like that. I'm petty. You bitches shouldn't have took off sexual shit. Like I like it when you try to do that and nobody knows about you. So I was writing it and people took interest in it, and then so I just kept the blog going. But then I ended up taking everything offline and then repackaging it, rewriting it. So the Total Liberation readers, they're definitely gonna get new stuff because I like rewrote this book several times throughout the last decade. Like rewrote stuff. So yeah, it's a lot more deep and it's very vulnerable. Like y'all have no idea like how vulnerable it is. The stuff about me and how I process stuff and my trauma and all of that shit, that's no fabrication at all. Like me facing abandonment issues, me facing being a pick me. I was the pick me of all pick me's. I was like horrible. I used to hate women like me. I used to like be just like this self-righteous, dickless, dry pussy asshole. That was me.
So you that feminist vibe, like a lot of them are.
I didn't even know I was a feminist until I looked into it, but I guess I am. I mean, I do want equality of the sexes, so I guess that's what makes me a feminist. So I think most people should, everybody should be a feminist, right? I mean, don't we want equality?
Yeah, we definitely want equality. We definitely want equality with everything. That's why these damn governors and stuff trying to rejar the maps to prevent equality. But that's a conversation for my fellas. So y'all tune in next week on that episode. So what made you get to a point where you want to share all these share your story?
Well, I just started off on, like I said, on Tumblr. It was supposed to be like a one-off. I was gonna write, "Hey, you can have more than one man. This is a little bit about my life." But then people was like, "Oh wait, what the fuck?" So like, oh, okay, well maybe I should give y'all more details. So I started releasing like a blog a week, and then it grew a little bit of a following and shit like that. And then then like as I said over the years, I just kept making it better. And I dissect myself, like, because I have several personalities: the baby, the mother, the sex fiend. Like I literally like the spiritual person. Like I really, every part of my personality has its own chapter, and that helps to explain why I would need more than one man, or why more than one man makes the most sense for me and him, because I am, each personality is a full being. You know what I'm saying? And I can be a lot. So therefore, like, I want to be sure that I'm fulfilled and to be sure that nobody feels pressure, because I don't like pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not be vibing with a certain part of my personality. That's why I go get another man to fulfill that. So therefore I'm not resenting you and you not resenting me because you feel this pressure to be what I need you to be. And you ain't even really built for that. So I can really appreciate you as you are.
So would you have a problem if that man went and got him another woman? That because I know a lot of men that they be okay with it until a lot of people say they okay with polyamory and all that stuff. Okay, until they get a person with someone else.
Yeah, no, I want freedom for both sexes. So like I talk about that in the book. Cash had another girlfriend, and one of the things she liked to do was trick off on him. I'm always with very beautiful, fine ass 8-pack having that, like very fine, beautiful men. And there's a sector of women who want to trick off on that. And I'm not saying it with derogatory. they want to spend money on them. Like they want to give them money. Like, and so he had a woman who that's what she did. And I like that because it benefited me. You give her, he get, she paying bills and giving him money. You spend it on me. Why would I cock block that? Keep her happy. So so it can benefit me. Because I'm not going to do that for you. I'm not going to be paying your bills. But I can help you make sure she's happy so she can give me money.
But Cash had it said though, because what the fuck do you meet a woman that's willing to pay some damn bills? Because I ain't never heard that shit. That shit foreign to me.
No, they out there. They out there. I'm also friends with a lot of male dancers. The female trick is definitely there. I mean, and not I've dated several male dancers, but I'm also really close, like platonic friends with several of them too. They be tricking. You know what I'm saying? It's a power play. Look, I want you to do what I want you to do, and I want you to do it. Here's the money. They be putting men on retainers. Hey, I'm gonna give you $11,000 a month. You need to only deal with me. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's all kind of ways it can go, but not. He has a gift of gab. Like he has a gift of getting women to give him money. That's without spoiling stuff. That's something we're definitely going to explore more of in the second book. But we start the process of talking about that in the first one. So it's a lot of dynamics, but I supported him in that because, like I said, I'm not willing to do that. Just like he was from the Bahamas. Them niggas don't like eating no pussy. He wasn't good. He didn't want to eat no pussy. And so I had August, which the married one, who liked to lick ass, eat pussy, rooter to the tooter, gooch, elbow, whatever. That nigga mouth was on it. So I didn't have to be on his back. I said if I was monogamous, I either would leave your ass or you would be choking some pussy down. Those are the options in monogamous culture. But that's what I love about poly. I didn't have to resent him, and he didn't have to resent me eating no pussy. I said, okay, baby, that's fine. I'm going over it August. He gonna lick everything from the rooter to the tooter. He gonna stick his tongue through my pussy and have it come out through my hair follicles on the head, and that's cool. Yeah. So everybody was happy.
Of course. Now I hope you weren't one of these selfish women, because I've dealt with some selfish women that they love to get ate out, but they ain't trying to give no head. They ain't trying to show what that mouth do. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
You definitely got to get my book. I'm sucking all kind of dick in this thing. With the, I love a good clean dick. I love a good clean dick in my mouth. It's great. You know what I'm saying? A good clean cocker spaniel all across the chin is a great. Dick has a scent to it that I just love. Like even when like y'all out the shower, just a dicky smell that I enjoy. I just want the dicky smell all around. I mean, who don't want to smell dicky? I like to smell dicky. I like a dicky smell. So yeah. Ain't no wrong with slobbing on the damn knob. And I've been telling these bitches, if y'all not sucking no dick, you need to be poly. Because I don't know why y'all thinking that. You're just asking to get cheated on. I don't feel like monogamy is natural, but it's certain things that if you're going to be monogamous, you just need to do if you want to make it last as long as possible. Not sucking no dick is a good way to get your ass cheated on, and I don't feel sorry for you at all. You deserve it.
You know what? Y'all done heard it right here. Listen, y'all done heard it right here, y'all. If you ain't giving head, you gonna get cheated on. That goes for both sides, because I know some men that don't like eating pussy too. I'm like, nigga, have you lost your mind? I like it when I like moisturizing my beard with her pussy juices. Shit.
Well, you look like you're eating good. I'm looking at you. You got that look in your eye. You got that pussy eating, booty eating mouth. Got the mouth of a booty eater. So I like that. But but no, Cash would have been getting cheated on or left if he wouldn't eat no pussy. Nobody's, but that's the problem with monogamous culture. Monogamous culture says once you choose me, whatever I don't do, you're just never gonna get. That's what it says. So if you choose me and you want your dick sucked and I don't do it, you're just never gonna get it in life. And that is unrealistic and stupid as fuck. And it could be anything, not even just sexual stuff. Sex is the easiest examples to use, but it could be different things. It could be emotional support. It could be so many other things. Whatever you're not doing and your partner's not doing, you just stuck with it for life. You should have chose better. But the problem with that is nobody's going to be everything you need all the time. It can feel like that for a while, maybe some years. But eventually, if you study relationships and you study what always happens, it starts off one way and then things you start evolving and you may need different things. I just don't think you should break up with your man or woman because of that. I think it should be an authentic conversation and you should enter a new chapter of your relationship. But I don't believe in leaving my man. I'm not going to leave you. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see how we can get our needs met, and we're going to stay together because I love you and I don't like being single and I want to be with you. And we've already got this put in. You're great in so many areas. I'm not going to throw you away for one reason. Like we're going to get out of this monogamous shit because it just doesn't work. Categorically, monogamous culture fails. I don't give a fuck how rich the man is, how fat, skinny, freaky, non-freaky, virgin like the woman is. It never holds up. When I say never, I mean well over 60% of the time it doesn't hold up, which is a failing grade. If you brought home a 40 or 30% on the test, you failed. It's not, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So if it's failing, then why are so many people in today's society so hell bent on staying monogamous? Because I'm like, is that because what they saw their parents go through, or what is it? They just want to stay loyal to one person.
Well, listen, but they're not really doing it though. They are verbally monogamous. They want to stay verbally monogamous. You. I've talked to so many people, men and women. They're telling me about them cheating, and yet saying that they're in a monogamous relationship. No, that's like me eating a rack of ribs, saying I'm a vegan. I'm not. I'm eating the fucking the goddamn me barbecue sauce all across the chin. Meat all in my teeth, talking about, yeah, but I'm still a vegan. No, bitch, you're not. You're not.
Definitely
Just because
not.
you don't tell nobody you eating the goddamn ribs, don't mean you a vegan. Stupid. Like, come on. But it's so many cultural. It's so deep. That would be an episode within itself. The history, the shame. It's three: religion, patriarchy, societal norms. They all three are wrapped in there together. So, you know, that's what it's all about. But people don't want to give it up. It's a lot of fear. They think if my person wants someone else, they're going to leave me. It's abandonment issues, which is valid. I understand that. I've had to work on abandonment issues. All of it through this book is me challenging my abandonment issues that kept coming up. You know what I'm saying? I was scared, you know what I'm saying, of being left. You know, and you know, that shit is real. You know, the first chapter outlines why I was scared of being left. You know, what happened in my childhood and shit like that. So, but it's like it's just the same reason why people are verbally Christian and acting like heathens. You know, it's the same shit. Humans do the same shit. They just change the category. You're verbally Christian, but you're sucking, fucking, gang banging. You know, whatever it is. You know, you ain't repenting like you say you're supposed to do. You're just out here saying you're Christian and ain't doing nothing. You go to church every blue moon. Y'all just don't be talking about shit, but they do the same thing with monogamy. They claim it, but ain't doing it. And I just don't have time for that shit. That's just me.
I don't think any of us have time for it because it's 2026 and time is of the essence and nobody should have time for that shit. So why do people would rather just live? It sounds like a lot of people like to live in denial. Why can't people just accept their truth and call it a day?
Because religion, even though people ain't practicing it, it's a subconscious barrier to a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you have religion. Religion makes sexuality bad and violence good. Because God killing everybody in the Bible, but I don't see no dick sucking in the Bible. There should be plenty of dick sucking. But you want to put the motherfuckers slaughtering everybody. The Bible really is the root of pretty much all problems in the world. So you live in denial because denial is harder than facing the truth. People are afraid of social criticism. They're afraid of what people think. It's a lot of fear involved, and that's been systematically and generationally placed within us. It's only going to be a minority of people that are courageous enough to use critical thinking and to free themselves from that. And that's what I just want to provoke thought with my book. I don't give a fuck who poly and who ain't, but I do want people to think. That's it. Just think. Just challenge yourself to think about some shit that's outside the box. Because if you look without the bullshit, you can see that everything that me and a Progressive Love Academy, me and the people who will talk about polyamory, it's true. It's like, look at the world. Like, I mean, come on. Like, I mean, just look at what's going on. So, and then people fail to let themselves see the benefits of non-monogamy. It's like, it's beneficial for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Community is beneficial for everyone. It sounds foreign, but what if I had your child and all of my men were helping to take care of and provide for the child? How was that bad? If we remove ego, How is that negative? Me and you have a child, and the community all sees the child as a child. You and your other woman have a child. It's the same thing. Everybody's taking care of the child. You know what I'm saying? If like, how is it negative for you to have a brother husband? For you to be out of town and know that I'm getting dates, attention, time, sex, everything that I need, and maybe money, and you don't have to worry about me being lonely. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Like, I mean, it's like if we remove bullshit and we just talk logic, it's irrefutable. But we have so much emotion and ego and self-identity and self-worth tied into monogamous culture. We don't think that we're worth it. We think that we're inadequate if our husband or girlfriend or wife or whatever goes and gets somebody else. Well, we're all inadequate in some way. As I said, we can't be everything we need all the time, maybe for a time. But if you actually pay attention to and listen to the people who have been married for 20, 30, 40 years, they all say the same shit. They all say the same stuff. Categorically. They've dealt with infidelity on both ends or one side or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My sexual desire went down for this person. There's a scientific reason for that. It's a chemical that diffuses after a while of being with the same person. That chemical, oxytocin, it dwindles a bit, so you don't feel that same passion. It doesn't mean throw them away. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all so quick throw y'all relationships away over human shit. It's just like me and you together. I've been feeding you steak every fucking day for 16 years. You want a goddamn lobster now? Oh, give the motherfucker some lobster. Like it's like it's a human thing. And so until we understand that monogamy is not natural, that it's a learned societal construct, then we're going to be lost in the sauce. Because a lot of men and women are torturing themselves in these relationships that they ain't really hitting the spot, wishing they could combine him and her, cheating, late night creeping, and then they feel horrible about themselves. And society makes them feel like they're the devil for getting a need met when we were never designed to be monogamous. We're not a monogamous culture or a species. Anyway, we're not. You can just Google it. I mean, nothing that I'm saying is. We got ChatGPT. Ask why and when did monogamy or the nuclear family become the societal norm? It'll tell you. Well, around the industrial age, when men started getting property and assets, they wanted to ensure paternity. That means I want to be sure that the baby's yours, so I can leave my property to the right people. That is a very mechanical, emotionless, business-like reason to start saying monogamy is the only way to love. Nothing in there said anything about morals, about love, about caring, about nothing. It was all about the man and what was convenient for the man. The man didn't want to be embarrassed by leaving all of his shit to little Timmy, and it's really ain't his baby. Nobody did a survey and asked the women, well, how do you feel about just having one partner? Nobody cared, because the men were the ones that could go out and get money, therefore gain assets, and that's what it was about. It's about womb control. So that should have you to thinking, damn, that shit came along. That's why we think we're monogamous. That's where it came from. Shit. But people don't want to do that because the same easy dot to connect, they don't want to do with religion. Why the fuck do you know what a Bible is? Because somebody raped all your people and told you this is God. So that should make you question the whole thing. It's like you don't want to think. And I can't handle people that don't think. If you are 25, I give you to 25 to start the process of deconstructing the shit that you think is right in the norm. 25, you should start asking ChatGPT some questions. I'm not saying you need to be fully unbrain fucked, but I am saying you need to start Googling some shit. At 25, I give you that. Your frontal lobe is developed. You ought to have been figuring something out. But why are you 40 and black and Christian? It is something wrong with you. And now if you're Christian, I'm sorry, but I gotta say, what the fuck are you doing? Think.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of those people that they just stuck in the matrix and won't get out the matrix. They're just set in their ways, and that's why I'm thankful for podcasts as well, because a lot of podcasts out there, besides the Liquor Talk, of course, are also is out here making people think as well. So people, it's time to start unfucking yourself, because what you think is we've all been told a lie, and the faster people get it, the faster things start to click. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts at. So Miss Cidney, so what is some advice you give to people who are new to wanting to be in the poly lifestyle?
Um, go to Progressive Love Academy. You need coaching. Like, to unlearn monogamous culture is very hard. It's hard. To unlearn possessiveness is hard. You need coaching and support. So go to Progressive Love Academy. Kenya and Rakim Stevens, they will get you together. That's my advice. Go to them. They've been married for over 30 years. Half of it, like less than half of it, was monogamous. Then they transitioned into poly. They wrote several books on it. They were the first Black couple ever to be out here in these streets and on doing serious media. Dr. Phil, Monique show about it. And so they're way more qualified than I am to help. But my advice is to go to them and read my book. Read my book. It'll definitely open your eyes. But if you want to really get into the nitty gritty, you need support. You need coaching, because it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to unlearn it. And I will say the powers that be have done a wonderful job at making sure it's hard to unlearn. So I have to give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? If their goal was to make us scared to think, they've done a great job collectively, because people are terrified to think. And so, yeah.
They have done a wonderful job with that. And they're also out here trying to silence people out here, because it's like they're scared to have people think. So people, y'all need to start thinking for yourselves. And like you said, if you're after 25, like most of my listeners are, you ain't got no damn excuse, because
Girl, people know the ins and outs of the Kendrick and Drake beef. They know they can trace it back to 2003 when Drake had attitude on stage, and they can trace it back. But you can't even use simple thinking to understand why you even know what a Bible is. Why is Jesus white? Shouldn't you question everything if Jesus ain't question it all. Like, why would your oppressor who done the most heinous acts to you suddenly give you the key to joy and salvation?
also, they really need to question that Bible, because some of them scriptures directly told you to worship your master. They definitely
yes,
they told ways in story of to worship your master, that the master is God. And not a lot of people realize that.
they tell you how to beat your slaves too. Don't forget that. They tell you when it's appropriate to beat your slaves, and there's people still ready to fight over this book. Like, where is your brain? Like, it's like
they ready to fight over that, but meanwhile, the pastor of the church they're going to, the pastor out here fucking everybody though.
Fucking everybody. And his and at the Four Seasons in his mansion while y'all broke tithing and shit. Like,
Get them.
It's ridiculous, and that's why I can't date a Christian. I can't date a Christian. I can't date anybody who identifies with any of the religions. You're gonna have to be spiritual. You got to be my kind of spiritual. Like, I can't. Like, you why are you wearing a cross? Like, because I love to think. I love
being a free spirit.
I love that, but I also love men or people who can help me evolve. Like, you can't help me evolve. Talk about the tabernacle and Jesus and water and wine and all. You ain't talking about shit. So, like, I love. It's sexy to me when someone can think outside of the box, when somebody can, like, challenge the norms. So that's why I could never ever seriously date anybody that identifies as Christian, Muslim, Catholic, any of that.
Yes. I in my evolved state, I totally agree, because it be them people who are so religious, they be the most judgmental over every little thing. Like, we're not human in this thing. Like, no, we all make mistakes, and we're supposed to get up and learn from them damn mistakes. But y'all be ready to condemn somebody over some dumb shit. Meanwhile, but But the pastor or the deacons or whoever your leaders are in the church, they can do whatever, and y'all don't say shit to them.
Well, God knows their heart. You forgot that?
True.
God knows the pastor. Also, when the pastor was fondling the little boy, God, that was the devil. That wasn't him. It's always some convenient cop out. It was a devil. It was devil. It was free will. It ain't never, whatever. So anyway, but I digress. So yeah, that's what I would say to all that.
That's so sick out there. Moving on. Now I see you've been a phone sex operator coach. How has that been lifestyle been? Because I've talked to some phone sex operators as well. I have had a few on Liquor Talk. Shout out to Miss Peppercat as well. So talk to me about that industry and how did you get started being a phone sex operator?
Well, like back in 2021, no, I just lied. No, back in 2011, I don't know why I be getting my decades messed up. Somebody said, "Hey, you can make money as a phone sex operator." I said, "Oh, okay." I started, sucked at it, got better, hit six figures, trained everybody to do the same thing. So I've learned a lot about that, and that goes, and I have to bring up the hypocrisy again. That's why it irks me to see these MAGA people, these conservative Republicans making all these laws when that is in fact who I be talking to. It be the MAGAs. It be those rich white men who be having the wildest fetishes. We saw that with Christy Noem's husband. What just happened? That MAGA. He had a bimbo fetish. Wanted to be feminized and all that stuff.
The
And
fuck?
yeah. He wanted to have big titties be turned into like a bimbo. And he wanted to be sucking dick and all this other kind of shit, sucking strap-ons and getting pegged or whatever it is. And so yeah, I love that, and it also is why I don't fetish shame. My men can have whatever fetish that they want, and they can always tell me. That's why the men in my life that I've had, that's one of the things they do love about me, is they can tell me whatever their fetish is, and I'm not going to shame it. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm not going to shame you for it.
Now, what's the craziest fetish you've heard? And I agree, you say it's not shaming, but it did kind of push you to that limit.
On phone sex, or like with the men in my life?
We'll start with phone sex.
Okay, so it's funny. Recently, because I don't really do phone sex very often anymore, but I'll be getting back on sometime when I just feel like it. I thought I had a anything goes policy, but it's this one dude who he was just doing too much. Like and it's not even like sexy at all. He wanted to like crack the skull of a little girl or something like that. He just wanted to it was just crazy. He just wanted to like hurt her. I was like, okay, I'm not talking to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't do bestiality. I love dogs and shit too much. I love animals too much. So those are the two things that I don't do. Like, you're not gonna no, like we're not doing that. But anything else I'm cool with.
Yeah, no, that I have to agree with you because I got love for the animals too. I can't see somebody trying to harm a dog or a cat or any pets. That's just sick, man. The fuck
I'm
is
not
wrong?
really fucking with that. I'm not like fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I have in my personal life, I have had some. It was a fetish. Just one guy had that I couldn't really get behind. I didn't really. It wasn't a judgment. I just couldn't find my place in it. It was he had a breeding fetish where he just loved coming into a bunch of different women's pussy. That ain't gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, either you're gonna strap up with me all the time or strap up with them. So the more realistic thing is gonna strap up with me because I can't control what he's doing outside of me. But I just don't really like it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. And I don't. It's just. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I like coming in my pussy and all that, but I do want that to be something that's kind of sacred between me and my man. Like, the raw sex. I don't be raw dogging niggas really like that. Like, I don't be raw dogging men. Unless we're like serious. But even if so, I don't need your fetish to be you like to come in a bunch of bitches. That's just practically not. I can't really fit in that. I don't really like it.
Yeah, that sounds irresponsible because what if one of them women actually get pregnant?
I mean, you got Plan B pills. It's just, I don't like it. I don't really. Oh, and that's another thing. He actually wanted another baby, and my tubes are tied. But he said it doesn't matter, about that. He said he could find another woman to get pregnant. And I was like, no, I don't like that either. So you know what I'm saying. So I do have my boundaries or whatever, but it wasn't a judgment. I just couldn't fit in that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But this same guy also liked he liked sucking dick. Like he liked just sucking man's dick and shit. That didn't bother me. I didn't care about that. That didn't bother me at all. I wasn't upset by that. It was just the coming to bitches pussy I didn't really like.
I got you. Now, now talk to me about these erotic sleepover experiences. Are they like the Diddy parties, or are they better than the Diddy parties?
You know what? This gonna sound controversial, but I'm sure his parties were, as far as ambiance, were better than mine. He probably had a bigger mansion than me. You know what I'm saying? Probably like I'm sure his parties cost $100,000 to put on before they got to the freak off part. I'm talking about just his house parties. I'm sure they were great before you had the drugs and shit, the drugs
Yeah.
and coercion and all of the criminal shit. But if you just take away the criminal shit, I bet they were a wonderful experience. But no, mine were a weekend long event. It's actually on Amazon Prime. So if you get bored or something, maybe I could DM you the link if you want to take a look at it. But 3-day event, luxury, all inclusive. It's spiritual and sexual. So it went viral in 2017. The internet called it the ATL orgy. It was everywhere. Like the reporters from the Daily Mail were at my door literally the night of the day of the event. I was like, what the fuck? It ended up doing like the Big Tigger show. You know, Sway in the Morning was talking about it. It was like a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And it was great. So I wanted that because I'm not a swinger, but I love swinger event, like swinger shit. I love swinger activity. I love hedonistic activity. I love everybody just wild and fucking and sucking. I love looking around and seeing ass and titties and balls and labias and shafts and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I love the energy of raw, unadulterated, sexual, safe, primal energy. It's a beautiful energy. I love it. So I wanted to create that. So we did in 2017, 2018, 2019. And you know, we had celebrities there. Of course, I will never say who they were, but we definitely had some of y'all's faves at, you know, at some sports people, you know, some different people from different athletes and things, and people in the music industry and stuff like that were there. And the reason why people trusted us is because we never had a leak. You never really know what's going on at the event unless you went to the 2019 event, which was advertised on, which is on TV, you know, so they knew that. But yeah, it was a great experience. And so we blended sexuality and sexuality. People don't think spirituality and sexuality. People don't think that because of religion they think that they're separate, but they're the same. You know, orgasmic energy and sexual energy is the same. It's the same. And so we go and we do that. It's very healing. It really is very healing. It's very wild. It's deep. It's a deep thing. So I'm very proud of that. We're gonna do 2027, which will be the 10-year anniversary next year.
Ooh, listen, you send me an instant invite and I'll be the shit, you know?
Hey, you would love it. Have you ever been to anything like this? Any kind of swingers party, swingers club? Been around that energy?
I've been around that energy. It's definitely a vibe, but a lot of swingers clubs I've never been to because we have some swingers resorts here in Tampa. But they like, because I'm single, it's like $200 to get in. I'm like, oh fuck no, I'm not paying that, you know. So trying to find a gate date, you know, but I'll definitely open to going if the people. So any you motherfuckers in Tampa listening, y'all help a nigga out, by the way. Help a nigga out, y'all.
Yeah, well, my events are way more than $200, just so you know. But you got a whole year to figure it out. My events in the thousands because it's a 3-day event and it's all inclusive: alcohol, sex toys, erotic entertainment, full-time cleaning staff. It's a chef in there, so all meals are included. Everything you could eat and drink is all there. It's definitely it's going to be a 4-figure event to come to mind, because of what it takes to put that type of event on. We pick people up from the airport. You know, we do a lot. You know, you get private. If you VIP, you get your private room within the mansion. It's quite, and everybody has to sign an NDA and a non-disclosure agreement, and we take phones at the door, so it's super locked in. Like we don't really have a lot of leeway for a lot of, foolishness and stuff like that. So
I
we
got you.
do a lot. This and trust me, with sex events, you want something that's priced high. Just trust me. $200 is cool. But you want to be sure that, because the higher it is, you price out the riffraff. You make sure the people, it's a certain caliber person that's going to come, and then we be having celebrities. So I have to keep it at a certain level.
Of course. So then, well, like I said, God, man, but well, universe willing, I'll go. I guess I'll take a break from Liquor Talk if I do that. Then,
Well, we're gonna, you have payment plans. It ain't gonna be that bad. It ain't like it's $10,000 to get in, but it's gonna be.
what I'm saying is, I might not. I'll just take a break from recording because I would love to pull up on scene and record, do a live show. But we could take a break from that then.
I mean, maybe after the fact, sure. Afterwards, we can work up something like maybe Sunday after everybody's gone. You can, after like the privacy of the people is gone. But we'll see. We can talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. We'll definitely come back to that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, tap in, poured up with us. The more you drink, the better we sound. So going back to society, why do you think society is more comfortable with violence than sexuality? Because it's like every day on the news and stuff, everybody talk about the violent shit and everybody's showing the violent stuff. But the sex and taboo topics, it's like they frown upon them. They scared to talk about it. So why are people so scared to talk about those things?
Sorry,
Um,
I
as
heard. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
why do you think people are so scared to talk about sexuality and the sex instead of compared to something like violence or dumb or messy and gossip shit like everybody like these blogs be talking about?
Because of the Bible. The Bible is full of lots of violence. God gets mad and kills the first sons of the pharaohs because he's mad about something, which is stupid. Why can't you gonna kill? Why are you killing anybody because you're mad? But number two, like, why don't you just kill the pharaoh? Like, why you gotta take all the firstborn sons? Like, just ridiculously narcissistic. God will wipe out the whole planet because he's mad about something. So God is a vindictive, narcissistic loser in the Bible. He's evil. He's a lot like the bitch in the White House. It's the same shit. So petting and jealous. Anyway. So yeah. So that's why we mimic the Bible in several different ways, and that's one of the ways we do. Violence is normalized in the Bible when it's not a sex scene in the Bible that I know of. So that's why people are like that.
People, y'all need help. It's about to be 2027 before you know it. Y'all around here, like, tap in with your energies and stuff. So, what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned personally about love through your experiences?
Now, romantic love is something that everybody wants, no matter how hard they act. Anyone who claims that they just like being single, sure. I'm not saying you're miserable being single, but I am trying to say that, and I'm not trying to say all of your joy comes from some man or woman. No, but I am trying to say the second that somebody you feel checks your boxes comes along, you jumping off that single train and you getting in that motherfucking relationship. However, we don't ever leave deeply fulfilling relationships because we just want to be single. Nobody does it. So we all got to stop the act. Everybody wants and craves romantic love. Number two.
Now we do that part I agree with. Now, what do you say to the people who are being in relationships, who've been in relationships for years, but sound like they want to dive back to being single? They're saying, "Oh, I don't get hit on at the stores, or I don't get hit on, or whatever. I don't get male attention." Well, ma'am or sir, it's like we all know who your husband, your wife is. So, what do you think about those people who've been in relationships for years, but sometimes they desire attention from somebody else?
That's a normal human thing. That's a normal human thing. Nobody wants to walk into a room and feel invisible. Everybody, even if you have no intention of pursuing that man or woman who calls you beautiful or fine, who the fuck don't like compliments? Who just don't like compliments?
Right.
It's a human thing. And dynamics change. If you talk about Aisha Curry, which I think that's what you're talking about, it sounds like that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I talked about that. It's very normal that she would want that. Number one, Steph Curry is in an NBA player. He's probably very, very busy. I can't imagine the amount of the physical toll it takes to rehearse and to practice and to be that level of athlete. So do you think when I get home, I'm going to have the energy to put the best dick down on you every night? No, you got to go without. Like, man, look, I have been practicing I'm an amazing, legendary, skilled basketball player. When I'm not practicing, I'm doing interviews and shit. I'm busy. She probably feels neglected.
Yeah.
So why would she not want to have somebody say she's beautiful?
True. Now, it's not just Aisha Curry. It's a lot of other women out here. And there are some women out here who probably aren't celebrities who go through the same things.
But that's a normal thing, especially after you've been in a relationship for a long time. When something gets familiar, we typically get like a little bit used to it. And sometimes we get taken for granted. I mean, I've been taken for granted before. And I'm not necessarily trying to say that I'm not trying to blame anybody in this. I'm not trying to say the guy's bad or the dude's wrong, but wanting attention and compliments is good. Even men like it too. What man don't want to go into a room and know that they bitch is desired by the man in the room? Who wants the invisible bitch that don't nobody pay attention to?
Nobody.
Who wants to go in and be like, oh, well, you know, you must want her for her money, or some old fucked up shit like that. I mean, everybody likes that. So humans need attention from other people. It's an ego boost. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even men see the value in that. They like that. I love walking into a room and people want my man. I love it. Even when I was monogamous, I still loved it. It is a compliment to me. Like, I love that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a natural human thing. We just really misunderstand human nature on so many levels. And we definitely misunderstand women. I know we get towards the end, but I want to kind of leave you with this. Okay. I really want the people to think about this point. And I'm going to ask you this question and see what you say, and then I'm going to go into what I want to say.
All right.
Do you think that you can know a person or a group while they're in bondage or while they're not free? Can you really know the nature of a person or while they are oppressed or not free?
Because they're operating from a survival state. They're not operating as themselves. They're operating from a place of survival or trying to heal. So I don't think you can know a person that deep from an oppressive state.
I love your brain. So there are a lot. I don't think it's you. I think you're really fucking dope. But there are a lot of people who are upset and they want women to go back and be more traditional and and there's a lot of talk about the nature of women. And it's like, as women get power and some type of money, you starting to see the truth of who we actually are. So women are showing their bodies more, being involved in sex work more, being vocal about their sexual needs and desires, being vocal about their need for maybe more than one man. And they're like saying, look, I'm not this lady like meek bitch that my mama was. Like, it's not, I had to do that. So this idea that these modern women, something wrong with them, they need to go back. And they want to use a lot of this rhetoric about what real women, the nature of us. Well, we've been oppressed for so long. We had to act the way y'all told us to act, or we didn't have food, shelter, voting, bank accounts, all that. This is basic history. I don't have to get into the details. We had to act like that. We had to be all meek and shit. We had to pretend like we liked that terrible sex y'all was giving. You know what I'm saying? Because, you think your grandmama was getting orgasms? Probably not. It wasn't about her. So my whole thing is, So now that we are becoming free and we can choose men for something other than survival, you now see what we really value. So the whole thing is, you don't know women. Women don't know women. We're learning who we are, like as a collective. We're learning who we actually are because none of the other rules and societal norms are holding up. Are women naturally submissive? Are men the natural born leaders, or was that forced upon everybody? Are we naturally monogamous, or do we have to present that way because our very life was at stake if we went against that? Because everything was based on whether we can get a man or not. So, for those who are still like, oh no, well, let's talk about Black people. It was a time where the white man thought they knew who we were. We're not smart. We can't build business. We can't read. We can't be anything. We don't have that in us. The nature of colored people is criminals or whatever it is, or just delinquents or stupid, uneducated. That was the norm. That was the social norm. That's what white folks but then we got free. And free, and as the decades went on, we started owning businesses over beating them and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we started doing, over exceeding them, like outperforming them.
Yes.
So they had to come and tear shit down, and they were shocked. What? I can't believe the niggers could think. I can't. They need to go back to the traditional niggers. Traditional. I don't like this shit. Go back to being that oppressed person that we can control. The woman's movement is identical to that. Though just like the white people didn't know Black folks, y'all don't know women. Y'all don't know us. Y'all are getting to know us. Because because of what you just said, you cannot know a person or a group until they are free. So I just wanted to leave y'all with that. So when you go and judge the Megan Thee Stallions, the Cardi B's, the Cidney Greens of the world, and you want to compare us to how your grandmother and them were, they wouldn't be their authentic selves. Please.
Hey, look, listen. Ain't no judgment over here, you know what I'm saying? We judgment free over here. But I know there's some men out there and some women, other fellow women that do be judging. I'm like, y'all have no right to be judging because it's all like the pot calling kettle black, we all got fucked up things,
Yeah. I'm not perfect at all. That's all. My book is exposing all my flaws. I don't pretend to be perfect or somebody who knows everything or someone who don't feel insecure, someone who don't fear abandonment, somebody who doesn't get lonely as fuck, like somebody who doesn't go months and months and months without sex and touch. I'm like, no, I go through all of that.
I definitely feel that pain. So, so I definitely get it. So what's your advice to any aspiring authors out there who are looking to start writing and start telling the truth?
AI is your friend. Use AI, man. Don't pay nobody to edit that shit. Go to use Grammarly, get that shit done. I hate to say it, but really, human editors are really AI makes less mistakes. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
AI is your friend. And just do it. You don't have to know everything. Just get the book out and just get the book out. Get the book finished. Get the book out, and you'll be all right.
Of course. Of course. Now, how do you manage being entertaining and being honest and vulnerable at the same time? Because I really respect that out of you, because I've never met somebody that could just do it so effortlessly of being honest and being funny and being vulnerable all at the same time. How do you balance that?
Because I'm human. All of us, it's funny how we all try to downplay our humanity, try to act like we're not one thing because of a certain stature, because of, it's really strange. All of our problems boil down to the same handful of problems. All of us have felt crushing loneliness before. All of us have been heartbroken. All of us have had, most of us have money problems. I have shit, like, money be up and down, all of us have insecurities. All of us want to be loved. None of us want to be abandoned. All of us had something happen in our childhood that fucked us up a little bit. or a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all of us on some kind of journey to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of us get scared. So what am I trying to I don't you know what? I don't want the Whitney Houston syndrome, which is Whitney, what a lot of what killed Whitney was trying to be that image that what Clive Davis and them created. She wasn't this passion princess. She was a down around the way girl from Jersey, but trying to maintain that image like aided her. You gonna know all of my shit, all of my flaws, everything. You can't use it against me. Like, what you gonna say? Oh, Cidney, you get lonely. Yeah, I told you that. Like, you can't. I'm gonna spill my own tea. Like, you be insecure sometime. Yeah, okay. So I think that's it. I don't want to be trapped in an image, and everybody who we're trying to impress has the same set of issues that we've had. Just maybe not at the same time. Maybe I'm down financially, you up, but that could shift at any time. Like, so it's no need to feel shame about your problems, because you're never really alone in how you're feeling. Whether you're monogamous, whether you poly, you can be lonely. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're monogamous, whether you're poly, you can be heartbroken and hurt and feel thrown to the side, and you can feel abandonment no matter how many books you've read and therapy sessions you paid for, you've been to. You can still feel lost in this fucking world. You can still feel lost and alone and like nobody gives a fuck. You can still feel all of that no matter what your status is. I felt all of these things. Like, so, and if I was to say these things to my worst enemy, they'd be lying if they've never felt this shit, unless they're a narcissist or some kind of sociopath. But yeah, no, that's it.
That's true. That's so true. Because people that don't feel that shit, they are narcissists, and they live in denial, and there's nothing you can do to help somebody that always lives in denial.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So I try not to. I face my shit head on. And I talk about that in the book. I talk about my journey, being 19, being dependent on men for happiness, and not having any real sense of self, and basing everything I did or didn't do off what I thought a man would want. That's why I recognize why women hate me, because y'all following all the rules and still not getting what you want. So I get that. That was me. I hated women like me. And so I found Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism, chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I studied law of attraction, mastering law of attraction, like reading the right shit. Like, it's work to deprogram yourself. Like, you have to. And I face my shit head on. Like, I don't like to sit on negative emotion too long without addressing, okay, I'm feeling hurt, or I'm feeling insecure, I'm feeling lonely. What's up? If you need to use ChatGPT, whatever you need to do, but you have to face your shit, and don't feel ashamed, to give yourself grace, because you've never been here before, right now. Like, you've never been in this particular predicament at this particular time before. So give yourself like grace. You know what I'm saying? On everything. You do not have to be perfect. That's that religious trauma. You're born into all of this sin, and you got to figure out a way to get perfect and stay perfect. That's not how it goes. It's another reason why y'all are miserable. Give yourself grace. It's okay. Whatever you did or didn't do is really okay. I know if you're in a situation where you feel like it's not okay, every disease is curable. Every STD is curable. Herpes, HIV, whatever else did it with the cancer, lupus, motherfucking, all of the stuff. It's all curable. We've been taught lies about everything, y'all. It's all curable. You are not your diagnosis, whether it's cancer, lupus, fucking all the other things, sickle cell. You are not whatever disease you have going on. You can change anything. You are God in the physical body. They tried to teach you that God is outside of you, and that is one of the biggest disconnects that you're ever going to have. Like, you are God in a physical body. And I would be lying if I said I always felt my power. Like, I have to remind myself of what I just said often, because I'd be like, what, and I have to like get my shit together. So don't think you got to get perfect and be perfect and stay there forever. Like, no, like, you're doing a great job. You're doing the best that you can. Whatever mistake you think you made at the time, you were doing the best you could with the knowledge and the evolution that you were at then. Even if right now you feel like that was the worst decision ever. I can't believe I did that. You know what? At the time, that's the best you could do at that time. You're gonna have to forgive yourself, no matter what it was. And talk to yourself like you would talk to your favorite 4-year-old. You wouldn't berate them. You wouldn't berate the 4-year-old because she's having trouble walking or talking. Guess what? That's why I said this is your first time going through this thing right now at this time. So treat yourself with that kind of gentleness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't get on the soapbox, but we got to do a better job at being more kinder with ourselves, man. We really do.
Of course. I think we all do. We all have to do better being kind to ourselves because we're definitely our harshest critic, because nobody can criticize us like we can't criticize ourselves because there are so many times people will give you compliments and stuff. It's okay to accept the compliments. It's okay to take the flowers, because there have been so many times people say, you're doing a great job, but then I think of, your mind gets to thinking of some shit you did you got to improve on. Just know it takes time to improve, but it does. Just give yourself grace at the end of the day.
You have to, because, that relationship with you was key. And that relationship with your inner little girl. The first chapter of my book is called Mona, about my inner little girl. That's chapter 1. People think the first chapter is sucking and fucking. The book is way more what's me to God. You got to get the book, Victor. You have to get the book. You got to read the book. Like, I want you to see what I'm trying to say. Like, actually, the first 2 chapters are free on my website, so you can read that. And if you want to buy the book, you can from there. But you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'll definitely have to check out the book. I'm definitely going to check out the book. What is something, now the next episode of Liquor Talk will be the men's round. So what is something you want to ask the fellas?
Why don't y'all, well, I don't know what kind of men you're going to have, but
I'm going to have all black, one brother from Louisiana, another brother from Jacksonville, and of course myself. We're going to be on a round table of us men, black men.
I want to know why they're not as passionate about dismantling misogyny as you are about dismantling racism, because it is actually the same thing, just a different victim.
Okay. I will definitely ask the fellas that. And that's an interesting conversation. We might have to run that by the fellas, and I'm definitely gonna get that on for you. I'm gonna see what they got to say about that. And lastly, why do people need to buy your book, All Three and Me?
Because it's the best fucking book you're ever gonna read. I say that with confidence. It's the best fucking book that you are going to read. It's fucking hilarious. It's real. It's raw. And even though you may not want 3 men, you are still gonna find yourself within this book. That's why. You know what I'm saying? It's erotic. It's real. It helps you to understand parts of yourself. I've had men be like saying they gonna fall in love with me and shit by reading that book. I'm like, interesting. And I'm so raw and raggedy in it. Like, I'm not perfect at all in that motherfucker. But read it because you want to stretch your mind. That's why. And because you want to see yourself in there. So that's why you should read the book. It is the best piece of literature that's out there on the market today. I genuinely feel like that. I don't care what nobody say.
Of course. Cidney, I want to thank you for coming to have a drink with me on Liquor Talk. I'm definitely going to get my hands on the book, y'all. Go support this author, y'all. She's out here doing the damn thing. And like I said, where can the people find you? Where if they want to get in touch with you?
Instagram is fine. Cidney_Green. CIDNEYGREEN. You can find me there, and all my other links are on there. And then, or like all3andme.com. So all three is the number, not the word. All3andme.com has everything too.
Of course. Thank you, Cidney, for blessing the Liquor Talk with your presence. And thank you to everybody that's tuned in to the Liquor Talk, whether you tuned in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or you're watching this live on YouTube, or you're checking out the clips on TikTok. Give us a comment. Give us some questions. What did you think about this episode? And remember to go pour up a drink. Pour up some Hennessy and lemonade, y'all. Do the Hennessy and lemonade for your boy. And until the next episode, we out this thing. Peace.